late last week that her 2-year-old can spell gargantuan.
Really?
Yeah.
A 2-year-old?
2-year-old.
Was she looking at her ass when she spelled it?
Yeah, maybe the kid was like, you know what? I better get on this.
Yeah.
Because we're going to run out of names for this real fast.
Because the 2-year-old was like, I've been looking at this thing for 2 years. There's got to be a word to describe it.
Here's number 4.
The last one was so good, I don't think I'm going to get over it.
No? You want to keep talking about the Kardashians?
No, I don't.
Thank God.
What else?
Thank God. This is my favorite story ever. This might be my favorite story ever.
Oh,
now it starts off sad, but believe me, it has a hilarious ending.
Okay.
All right.
I'm always in for hijinks and a twist in the plot.
Fedra Fitton, her name is. Her name is Fedre Fitton. Phedre, Phaedre would be her first name. Fitton is her last name. Let's call her Mrs. Fitton.
She hosts the textile show on HGTV.
Well, no. She recently she died about 6 years ago. All right, she's 69 years old.
Dead.
She died. All right. One of our.
I'm just thinking of words.
She lives in South Africa, by the way.
My head is steaming over here.
Why? Because of Fedra Fitton? Because of what?
Go ahead.
Can I do the story or not?
Go ahead.
All right. So Mrs. Fitton died. Sad moment. It was sad. I'm sure her family, I'm sure her husband were crushed. Mm-hmm. She was only 69. She had a lot of life ahead of her. She had a long way to go. Anyway, one of her final requests before she passed on was that she asked her husband, Nigel Fitton, to keep watering the plants in the bathroom of their South African home.
Okay.
The plants meant a lot to her. He felt like she was still there because the plants were still alive. So he faithfully did for several years, almost for 5 years. He watered these plants every day.
You know what Nigel's middle name is?
No.
Is it not?
Nigel.
Is it not?
Is it not Fitton? That's not his middle name.
I did that. With the Fitton. Anyway. That's what I was spending all my time on.
You were sitting there thinking.
Since the beginning.
You weren't paying attention.
And I'm not proud of how long it took.
No. That was a good 8 minutes for you to come up with that.
Way too long.
Good, because I forgot it in about 8 seconds. Anyway, it was time for Nigel to move into a retirement home. Years and years after his wife had died.
And he's been watering the plants all this time like a dedicated husband, still remembering his wife every day. And what a great tribute it is.
Turns out that the plants were plastic.
I need to know, Miss Fitton.
One of the final things she did was to punk her husband.
Right.
To pull a little prank on Nigel.
Right.
Who obviously wasn't that bright to begin with.
Right.
And he said... but
would you look? What do you mean we're bright? I wouldn't look.
You can tell the difference between a plastic plant and a real plant.
Can you?
I can.
Well, I can't.
You know what? Go outside right now, get half a dozen plants, 3 of them fake, 3 of them real. I will immediately know which ones are plastic and which ones are real.
But I'm not going to do that. We're not doing the Coke Pepsi
go
challenge
get one.
here.
Go get one.
No.
Go get a leaf.
I'm not going to
get 2 leaves.
Where am I going to get the fake one from?
I don't care. There's somewhere. You live in Connecticut. I'm sure someone's got fake plants somewhere nearby.
Look, behind you, there's fake grass under the helmet.
And I knew that was fake.
Well, yeah.
The minute I walked in.
That's very Brady Bunch backyard. That's extreme.
You're right. Maybe I shouldn't have assumed that Nigel was an idiot.
Right.
Because he actually said, quote unquote, "Oh, I wondered how they lived so long."
Right. All he's doing is watering
them. He didn't even fool him.
He didn't move him.
Yeah. And meanwhile, in the afterlife, his poor wife, is... I can't remember what her name is. Deirdre.
Yeah.
What's her name again? Deirdre. Dee. I bet they called her Dee Dee. Oh, Fedre Fitton.
Right.
I wonder what her maiden name was, because Fitton is her married name. What do you think it...
I don't know.
Hard to say.
It's hard to guess.
What do you think they call it?
Someone we never met's maiden name with zero knowledge.
And after she's dead, almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
Do you think
investigation?
Do you think they called her Fedre? Do you think they called her Phoebe? Do you think they called her Feifei?
Again, a waste of speculation.
No, it's not
just
a waste.
wasted speculation.
You think they call her?
No, I'm just going to spend time trying to think of words that are going to hit the fitting right. Hitting and fitting.
What if she could never wear clothes and her middle name was Ill?
Yeah.
Ill-fitting.
There you go.
See?
That's right.
That's a joke.
She's a little frumpish.
That's how you write a fucking joke, my friend.
Fedra ill-fitting.
Anyway, she's laughing in the afterlife at poor Nigel, now senile, living in a nursing home, will be haunted to his dying days.
But don't you think that's a great thing?
What, that she got the last laugh?
Well, why do you look at it that way? That's your own problem. I look at it as a sweet reminder of my wife and how funny she was, and you look at it, ha-ha, oh, you bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the better of me.
Exactly. I fucking wasted water for 5 years on those stupid plants that I never fucking liked to begin with.
Well, maybe you need to examine if that's how you feel.
I pissed on him once or twice. How do you like that, huh?
I don't like your attitude right now. I don't like.
And you know what? I hope when Nigel gets to the afterlife, I hope he pisses on her. I hope he goes there. How do you like it? That's what I hope.
Now you want him to urinate on her in the afterlife. Are they in the good place or the bad place?
Well, I think in heaven you don't ever have to pee.
Right.
Yeah, so it's probably in hell.
Okay, so now this couple's in hell.
Right.
And you have the man urinating on the lady.
Yeah. I would think in hell you would welcome that.
It's a nasty,
it's very hot in hell. I think a little pee on the leg would cool you down.
What happened to you? Like 20 minutes ago, you were a normal, regular person that I could have a conversation with, and then you just got all nasty.
I'm not nasty.
Yeah.
This is all speculation.
I thought I've been looking at you the whole time, but possibly you could have popped a pill while I wasn't looking.
You don't even see me anymore.
I mean, I did turn around for like 15 seconds to check the screen. That was long enough. You know what
I did while you turned? I mimed popping a pill just to see if I could get away with it.
You were hitting the bottle. You're an angry drunk is what it is.
I am an angry drunk.
It's a good thing we didn't have any like food on the table.
No, because we'd be throwing it right now.
We'd be throwing mashed potatoes at it.
Well, anyway, rest in peace, Mrs. Fitton.
Yes.
And Mr. Fitton.
That's fun. I feel like if I knew them, you meet them one night at a bar, and then you become friends with them. You have all the time in the world to think about how you can make jokes around that name, and then you just get them.
You know, when I was down in Florida, when
Florida, you said.
When we were in Florida, my wife and I were in Florida. We stayed at this resort.
Why did you say Florida 3 times?
Just to let you know where it took place.
Okay.
When we were there in Florida,
you say it 3 times like Beetlejuice. It appears.
Yeah, I said just wishing I was there right now.
Okay,
sitting on the beach.
Right.
Anyway, we met this older couple at the resort who were very nice. To
An older couple in Florida.
Yeah. Anyway,
shocking.
They were at the resort we were at. We ended up having drinks with them before we had dinner. We couldn't get rid of them the rest of the week. Every time we turned around, they were there.
To fuck his wife while he watched?
No. They did not bring that up at all. Did you think that's where the story was going?
You're a magnet for it.
Did you think that's
so? I've heard. Yeah.
You think that's where the story was going? No, they didn't even bring it up once.
Okay.
No. Although I think the older lady was eyeing me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because her husband's old.
And her name was Fedra Fitton.
Her name was Fedra Fitton.
Old Nigel tried to get you
from
behind.
And I'm just saying, because when you said, if we were to meet the Fittons when we were hanging out,
gotcha.
And I'm just saying that doesn't necessarily always work out, because if you meet an older couple when you're at a resort, chances are pretty good you're going to run into them again and again and again and again, and they're kind of hard to shake.
Yeah, I get you.
They're hard to shake.
I got you. So you have to be closed off from Jump Street.
Yeah, so they're like, same time tomorrow? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you have to
As a matter of fact, we're specifically going to come a little bit later.
Yeah, I did. I ran into that at a resort. I couldn't get rid of these people.
Yeah, it's hard to shake them.
And you're just looking around like, is there anybody else I can meet?
Please.
And they're on the next shift.
Yeah.
The people I wanted to meet, they're like, they just got here. And they're like, when are you leaving? I'm like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
But can you please hang out with me for the day? Because this couple has been following me around for 8 days.
Right. But they want nothing to do with it.
Right.
Because they're looking for some people that they'd rather hang out with.
They're going to hang with
because you're the couple that they don't want to hang out with.
Right.
You've become that couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
I was willing, though. I was willing to be the annoyance.
It's why I don't talk to anybody. I sit and stare strayt ahead.
Because of that couple.
Because of any couple.
You've never recovered from it. Ever. From being followed around on vacation for a whole week.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Cinco.
You all right?
This podcast is so good. It's so good. Now, I have written down what you told me to put for this segment.
Okay.
And that's fair and all. I just don't know what the hell you're talking about.
What is it? What's the word?
Selfie Chino.
I knew it was the word. You know what? If we were playing Password right now, we would have won because I just looked at the word Selfie Chino.
Okay.
All right. A cafe in London. Now, of course, based on accents, this whole story could be askew because they just wrote down what the people told them. And based on the accents that people have and the trouble that most people have with accents, it could be off the hook. But anyway.
He shat in London.
A cafe in London lets customers drink their own faces by sending a machine your picture, Reuters has reported. All right. The image shows up in the froth of your cappuccino. They have this little machine.
Already know what this is.
They have this little machine. You order a cappuccino. You know how they do little designs? The barista.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the barista.
Barista. Why did that sounded so festive and Spanish all at once.
Yeah. But I believe barista is an Italian word, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway, the barista, often will do designs in a cappuccino, whether it's a heart or a tree or whatever. Well, now the machine lets you put your face on your cappuccino in the foam so you can drink your face.
And the people who would drink this would be the people that start every sentence with I, me, my, mine.
Yeah. Guess what? I did yesterday. Guess where I went.
Yeah.
I ordered a cappuccino for myself
with my face on it.
They let me put my picture on my cappuccino
and drink it down my fat mouth.
Drank my face.
Right.
Anyway, it's very popular. It's very, very popular.
Why?
I don't know. It just is. People want to drink their face. I'm going to be honest. When I first read the article, it sounded a lot more interesting because I thought faces was feces. I thought
that's true.
And I thought
that is a more interesting story.
And I thought, wow, you can drink your own feces.
Yeah.
Turned out I didn't have my glasses on. And feces was faces.
That's true.
Because I had a lot of questions. How do you get your own feces in a drink? How do you? How do they use it and turn it into froth?
I think you already know the answers to those questions. I think you just wanted to ask them aloud.
Anyway,
and you wanted to look for excuses to say shat again. I know it.
Yeah. Do you walk in and you say, I'd like a cappuccino? And they say, I'm sorry, the person before you just shat.
That's right. We're all out. We're all out.
They already shat.
I brought some bran muffins, sir.
I brought my own faceless.
I don't know why it was English. Oh, because
it's in London. I brought
I was on track.
I brought my own feces.
So wait, I want to go back to the face drinking because I thought I saw this somewhere. They do it with like cakes, right? The Cake Boss was doing this shit years ago.
Well, that's different. You can. It's not.
But
it's not bad. It's not bad having your face on a cake.
Yes.
You know, if it's a celebration of some sort.
It's always wrong. One eye's always too big.
You know, hey, Smith and Milano, congratulations on killing yourself after your 5,000th podcast.
Here's a cake that looks kind of like you.
By the way, this cake is brought to you by Treehouse Comedy
Productions.
Yeah. How long's the cake been sitting around? Almost 35 years.
No, wait a second, though. My point is, we're going to see a lot more of this crap because there are films, there are surfaces, edible surfaces that you can print things on.
And I guess like 3D printers and that type of stuff, you can make your own, face on just about anything. So why not cake? Why not cappuccino? What other kind of foie gras? Maybe you could have your face on foie gras.
When do we stop?
When does it end?
Consuming ourselves.
When do we stop eating ourselves?
This is the physical embodiment of what we already do.
Right. Now, I wouldn't mind having a cappuccino with like maybe my wife's face on it. That might be kind of nice.
Yeah. I could see.
You're sitting there and you're looking at the cappuccino and you just hear it talking to you over and over and over again.
That's a great sitcom moment. What did you do this for? What did you do that for?
Right.
Shut up, coffee.
And you just drink it.
Yeah, you yell at the coffee and then everything stops in the coffee house.
That would be a great moment.
Yeah.
So having someone else's face would be good.
That's act 2 of a bad, what is that? Like a romantic comedy, rom-com.
Right, where the woman's been nagging at you the whole time.
Yeah.
And finally you go to get away from it and they bring you a cappuccino with her face in it.
Yeah, it stars Ben Stiller, hot off a real good movie.
I guarantee Ben Stiller.
He usually makes a flop after the good one.
Right, and the chick that would be nagging would be the blonde from The Hangover who slept with the bartender. What's her name? The
Yeah,
one
the
with the
girl that
glasses.
played Roller Girl in Boogie Nights.
Yeah. So.
Oh God, how can I not remember her name?
No. Kate Hudson was the girl in Boogie Nights.
No,
it wasn't Kate Hudson.
No, you're wrong.
It was someone else. But I'm talking, not the hooker in Hangover, that hot blonde. I'm talking about the wife of the dentist.
Oh, yeah.